In part 1 of 3 of Richard Green's near-death experience, Richard ran the New York Marathon in the United States for his sister Roslin after unknowingly drinking liquid morphine, believing it was only a painkiller for his injured heel. Halfway through the marathon, in the borough of Queens, Richard heard a gospel choir singing outside a church. As he began drifting out of the race, one woman from the choir grabbed him and told him, "You're going to be absolutely fine. Just keep running." Richard did exactly that. Richard finished the marathon, but moments later, outside the paramedics' tent, he collapsed. He could hear the paramedics above him saying he had no pulse, was not breathing, and had no heartbeat. As the news reached his wife and she passed out, Richard realized he was in serious trouble.
It was at that point where it felt like I was sinking and going underwater, and everything became silent, beyond any kind of silence you've ever heard. It was as if I was in space, somewhere in the universe, somewhere. It was dark, there was no bright lights, there was no family waiting to meet me or anything. It felt like I was away forever. Like a minute could have been a week, or a week could have been a year. No idea of time at all. But it's the peacefulness. And it's at that point that I believe something was happening to my brain. Something was being adjusted, tweaked, or whatever it was. And then I was being pushed back because I heard my name being called. And I could hear this Richard, and I could hear a siren. And so I heard him say, "I've got him. Stay with us, Richard. I've got you."
Richard was rushed to St. Luke's Hospital. Unable to speak or respond, he drifted in a strange in-between state, hearing everything around him but unable to answer.
And it was when my wife said, "I know what he's done. I bet you he's taking your morphine." I mean, me and my wife have been together for 40 odd years, so she knows me better than I know myself. And inside I just thought, oh yeah, that's exactly what I did. I didn't tell anybody. It's all down to me. And I heard the doctor say, that makes complete sense. And so what they did was, as far as I know, they got a syringe full of adrenaline and banged it into my arm. And I came back. And it was like shooting through a tunnel at light speed, and boom, back into the room.
Once home, Richard could not stop thinking about the woman from the choir. He began to understand why she had singled him out and what her words had meant.
But I could not get the thought of the gospel singer out of my head. Not everything else, that didn't mean anything to me at the time. But once we'd finished and we was back home, I just could not stop thinking of who this woman was and why of all the thousands of people got pulled from the race. Why she said just keep running, because that's what I had to do. Because if I stopped running, I would have collapsed anywhere along the route. And so it felt like something had happened. It felt like a rebirth. So it felt like I was reborn. It felt like I understood life, of what it meant, and it felt like I had a purpose to be here.
When Richard later described the void, what stood out was not what he saw, but what he did not see. No bright light, no waiting family, only darkness, silence, and peace.
Mine wasn't about meeting a bright light, a white picketed fence with family holding hands and waiting to greet me. That wasn't mine. Mine wasn't that cinematic storybook, if you like. That mine wasn't that beautiful sight. It was still beautiful, but it was the silence and the depth of silence. I mean, nothing. The blackest black, the quietest quiet. And however long I was there, I don't know. Like I said before, it could be minutes, seconds, it could be years, it could be decades. It just felt there was no such thing as time. There was nothing. It's like absolute nothing, but peaceful. peaceful, not scared or not worried in any way, just there, just there.
In part 3, Richard explains what changed after he came back, why the quiet darkness felt like a rebirth, and how it led him to see people, purpose, and life itself differently.
I think all in all, from what I've heard of near-death experiences and stuff like that, or people passing home and coming back with stories, is we all have one thing in common. And the one thing is we're never the same. Never, ever the same.
Join us tomorrow for part 3 of 3 of Richard Green's near-death experience.
For more relevant news from around our planet, please visit suprememastertv.com/news.